What is happening, guys? Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the two new releases from the Forte series, and as most of you probably already know, those releases include the Forte Series Styling Cream and Pomade, and as usual I have all the details for you in this all new MMTV review. Alright, let's kick things off here, starting first with the Styling Cream, and according to the brand, the Forte Series Styling Cream is a lightweight, medium-hold hair styling product. They also say it offers a smooth application with a natural finish. Beyond that, they also say it's enriched with biotin, aloe vera, and argan oil that will leave your hair feeling healthier and healthier after each use. And it's geared towards guys with medium to fine hair. Size-wise, we are looking at a 3-ounce plastic jar that sells for $22.50. Looking inside the jar here on this one, we got our first look at that smooth application they describe, and so far I can't tell you, they speak the truth. It does come out creamy, it's actually almost wet feeling, and it goes into the hand and breaks down with no pressure or effort. It's everything you probably imagine when you think of a typical styling cream. Now though, let's shift our focus over to the pomade, and again, according to the brand, the Forte Series Pomade is the best styling product for guys looking for that classic slick back look without the greasy shine. They do say it offers a firm but pliable hold and high volume that can be restyled all day. It's also, of course, water soluble, and their site explains that it's been formulated with both biotin and provitamin B5 to nourish your hair throughout the day and to encourage stronger, healthier hair after each use. Looking inside the jar on this one, right away we can see that this is what we'd classically referred to as an unorthodox water-based pomade. This is not homebrewed, of course, it is lab-made, so I'm definitely interested in seeing how this one stacks up, but for starters, we can see the scoop and breakdown is on point. It's slick, it's creamy, it's not quite as creamy as the styling cream. This one does have a little body to it when you get it into the hand, but it still breaks down with no issue. Now let's see how both of these perform. Starting first with the styling cream, we're going to be styling as usual on clean, blow-dried hair with no extra products added, and as I work in the first scoop, I can tell you right away this has a good helping of hold to it, and it's very slick, so that good hold is easily applied to my hair with no tugging or pulling at all. After a second scoop goes in, things are greatly amplified, and it becomes obvious that volume as well as hold are going to be very much front and center on this product based on how well it's sticking to each other and just stacking up there, especially in the front. That slickness, however, is still there, so the combing is quite easy and the sculpting is coming quite naturally. I think it's also something to mention here that an overall look is coming together quite quickly. I think it took hardly no time at all to get the result that you're seeing right here. Now here's that same result 4 hours later, and I think the most noticeable thing here is the slight shine that we had at first has lifted to be very natural, but none of the hold has really lifted with it, but some of the volume has definitely deflated there. That's obvious, but I don't think that's the biggest deal, and overall it still looks quite good in my opinion. At a full 8 hours now though, we can see that a lot more of that air has been let out of the style. It's obviously deflated a lot more, but we still have some shape there. I think really it's not terrible for being a full 8 hours on a hot day. Now though, let's hit the reset button and check on the pomade. For this demo, we will be doing the same exact thing, clean, dry hair. And this was actually the recommended styling method too from the brand. And when I apply the first scoop, unlike the styling cream, this one feels much lighter initially in that first scoop. It almost felt too light, to be honest. I was kind of wondering what was going to happen here, but when I added in the next scoop, I began feeling that hold finally coming in. And I gotta say, things were really off to the races after that second scoop. This one was super easy to sculpt with, just like the styling cream, and you can see things like volume and shape really just are not an issue for this formula. The hair sticks and stacks nice and easy. It creates some really nice volume. It's not as slick for sure as the cream was, but once again, the style came quick, the style came easy, and I think the end result is pretty awesome. Here's that same result now 4 hours in, and let me tell you, today it was hot. It was like 91 degrees here in Nebraska, but even with that, you can see that overall the style is still there, still intact with all the attributes it had before, which I think overall is pretty impressive. At 8 hours, however, we can see that the heat did kind of get to it. I think it kind of melted out some of the product there, causing just a little bit of deflation, but even with that, I think we do have some good volume here, and it does restyle pretty well. It doesn't bring back everything, just like with the styling cream. You don't really get, the same result as if you're just freshly styling, but I do think it's a pretty good looking style for it being super hot and a full 8 hours into the day. Now for the styling cream first, I really enjoyed how this product performed. It's a very easy applicator. Styling with it is a breeze, as you could see there. It's just, it's a breeze. There's no other way to say it, and the results, I think, were actually pretty freaking good. I mean, this right here, honestly, the styling cream might actually be my favorite product from the Forte series lineup. I don't choose favorites overall. You guys already know that. There's too many things that I test and use, even in a week to really call something my absolute favorite, but I can narrow it down, to a line like this. And I think I can easily say that the styling cream is my favorite that they've produced so far. I really like how it applied a little bit on the slicker side with that little helping of shine to get it through there, and just applied all the way through the hair into the roots and things like that. And then as the day progressed, it felt really natural without losing that hold. I do want to point out that it did deflate some during the day, so we did have that. But even though they say this is meant for medium to fine hair, I'd say that application feature makes this a definite qualifier for thicker hair too. In some cases, such as mine, you saw worked very well with my hair type. So I think it qualifies for thicker hair in certain situations. For me too, things like the washout was super easy. It came out with just water, really easy. Nothing else really to say about that. It did leave my hair feeling great too after. That thing about how it makes your hair feel soft and healthy and nice, I think that's absolutely true. The pomade actually had this as well, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. It made my hair feel really good. As far as the scent goes though, I think it was nice. It did trip my allergies a little bit, but as usual, I don't blame that on the brand of the product, because I do have an allergic reaction to scents. That's just me. It's my messed up nose. That's just how I'm wired, so I don't really blame the brand for that. I do though think that they pegged the hold strength on this right at the medium level, and I think really it was just a killer styling cream. I have to give them a lot of credit on this. I think a lot of brands have come out with styling creams, and they've kind of missed the mark on a few things. There are some brands that I wish that their styling cream would have come out just like this, so I really enjoyed this one. Moving over though to the pomade here, we're switching gears onto the pomade first. I want to say that I really liked that this wasn't a typical gel type. I mean, how many times have we seen a brand come out with a pomade, or say, we're coming out with a pomade, and then we find out that it's just a standard gel type, especially when it comes to lab-made brands. We've seen that so many times. I really appreciate the fact that they didn't run that usual line of just going the route of a gel type. I do think it was cool that they actually tried to make an unorthodox water-based pomade that actually had unorthodox water-based features, because I have seen brands that come out with a pomade like this, but really it's like, a paste or a cream. It doesn't really have pomade features. I think it's cool that they did actually put some thought into there being a difference between the cream and the pomade. And those differences for me really are the fact that the pomade remains slick the entire time, while the styling cream has that little lifting thing, so for me, the pomade remains slick the entire time. It's got a great amount of hold. It's got a lot of control. You saw the volume was really good, the nice shape going on there, so in some ways you can draw some comparisons between the two, but I do think that the pomade had that shine, it had that control, it had that bit of pomade-ish feel all day long, whereas the styling cream kind of evolved and changed throughout the day. I do also feel that the hold strength on the pomade was partially correct. I think that it kind of also depends on how much you use. When I used the first scoop, it was actually very light. So if you're going off of one scoop, I don't think that the hold strength is quite accurate. But if you use 2 or even 3 scoops, I do think you can actually get the maximum hold out of this unless you're wanting something, you know, loose. You know, I've seen some promo pictures with this where the style was a little looser and it wasn't quite as polished and clean cut like what I got here. So I think you can definitely achieve that. But if you're going for something like what I did, I think you're going to need a little bit more product there. We did also see that the heat did kind of loosen this up a little bit there, so I want to make sure that that is noted, you know, so you guys can get that. You guys know that if I see it, I say it, and the heat did really kind of take a toll on the endurance on this one here. And also, I did feel the scent was a bit strong. It's not extremely noticeable in the hair, but in the hand, I did think that it was a bit strong for my preferences. Washout, though, was incredibly easy. Water rinse, no issue there. And like I mentioned with the styling cream, when I did rinse it out, made my hair feel so soft. It was just, you know, very soft, very conditioned. I really, really enjoyed that feature. Overall, though, I do have to say these were two very solid releases, in my opinion. I think the styling cream, for sure, again, is something really well done, and that's not to say the pomade wasn't something good too. I think the results really speak for itself, but the styling cream again was my personal MVP of this review. I think it really stands out. I love the way it goes into the hair slick and then lifts a little bit and looks more natural and effortless, and I think that this line really has come a long way, you know, from that first clay that I didn't really care for. If you remember that review, I didn't really care for their clay, but they've come a really long way from that. These are two really solid products in my experience and opinion. That is it though for this review. If you'd like to check out the new styling cream and pomade from the Forte series, links will be in the description there for you to check out. And if you enjoyed looking at these with me, smash that like button for me. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing that. At least half of you watching right now have not yet subscribed. That's a big number, so hit that button, help me out. It's a big help. Thank you very much in advance for doing that. It just takes a quick second to hit that, so thank you again for doing that. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.